we have a short rest?
Yeah, can we have a short
hey,
rest
everybody.
right
DM, I'm bleeding out and I need help.
Oh man,
DM, I'm
looks
bleeding
like
out
you
really
ran out
light.
of lay on hands.
DM, can I have a captain's pad, please?
Look, we'll all get to our boat shenanigans here in just a second. I promise. But
Fuck yeah.
hello, everybody.
Hello,
We're
everybody
here.
at home.
We're back again for several episodes in a row. What are the odds?
No. Honestly,
Don't
this
get
is a
used
miracle.
to it. But thank you for being here. We are each of us. It's crazy. It's like we're beaming our information in from across the United States. We're all over. I am in Detroit in a really moldy hotel room as DM. So if you do hear me wheezing, I'm not dying. I promise. I got it under control. If I'm coughing, same thing. But I'll try and mute when I'm not doing anything immediate. But we are. I'm in Detroit. Ben is somewhere else.
Yep.
Zilla is also somewhere else. If you would like to go and see them, we'll talk about it now. I mean, if you want to tell people where you are.
I'm in Austin, Texas. In
Yeah.
Round
Oh,
Rock,
the
specifically.
stars at night are dull and dim. Left me over dumb old stupid Texas. Yep.
Yeah,
But yes, we are back. I also want to preface this, and I know I say this several times, but I anticipate this to be a short session because we are tired. It is a con weekend, so we are all expected. Those of us that are out are expected to be on tomorrow, so we have to get a good night's sleep, etc., etc. I was traveling all day. I'm also wheezing, so
Don't
we're gonna
expect
try.
any roleplay today.
Don't expect
anything.
absolutely zero
at
roleplay.
all.
Expect me to be micromanaging 9 different discrete armies
Exactly.
on
We're gonna describe everything.
the mainland. I am wargaming. This is a wargaming session. These characters are sleeping right now.
We are all just like knocked out, and then Jonah's gonna play everybody.
Exactly. I am now all the players. But that said, hello. Thank you for being here. I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you for making time. We are spread to the 4 winds. But I appreciate everybody making even an hour, 2 hours, what have you, to come and play in this space with us. Play in this space with me to enjoy storytelling and enjoy this campaign that we've kind of built up together. But yeah, so we usually start each session with a bit of an icebreaker question, and I'm going to be completely honest. I completely forgot the icebreaker question for today. So I will pick the best icebreaker question from chat
Ooh. You guys
in
have
the
a
next
chance.
30 seconds.
Q&A session part 2.
Q&A session part 2.
Another 4-hour Q&A. Let's go.
I was trying to think of something that wasn't like, what's your favorite color? Or like something stupid and like, a little bit more
What's your favorite
visceral.
color?
What's your favorite color?
But I couldn't. And I was busy getting food in my belly so that I could DM efficiently. What's their fursona? Well, we are picking the best one in chat. So let's see. That may be the best one. What's the most unhinged thing you've done? Who? What? No, these are for the players, or these are for the characters, technically. Do you think your character could beat anyone else in a fight?
I could beat 1 billion lions.
That's a good question. Like, put yourself against. Who do you think you guys would fight, or who do you think in the party your character would take handedly? This is gonna be fun. No one want to start?
Nobody steps forward? Wow.
I'll be honest. My character's playstyle is to run away and shoot people. So I don't know if you're ever gonna catch me. I have like I can double my movement, and then I just like hide and then shoot people and then leave every turn, and I push you back 10 feet. I don't know unless you have like massive teleportation, it's like kind of hard.
Do you have bonus? Well, you're not taking into consideration like compelled duel and stuff.
That's true. Here, I got another question from chat as well. That was a very good question, which I will save for later. But this question, I thought it was very deep. Do you think your character is going to live to the end?
Oh boy.
No.
That's a really
Ooh,
good one. That's a really good one.
That's tough.
My answer is no, without hesitation.
Okay, you go first.
Thank
I
you,
did.
Hula.
Oh, you're not gonna explain
Did you
yourself.
say
You're just
no?
gonna say no, and that's it.
Oh, do I? Yeah. Do you need an explanation? God, I mean, come on. Does anyone need an explanation?
Hmm.
Well, you were the only one left up when the fireball dropped.
That's true.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's until Mommy Lolth deems me unworthy.
Ah,
That's true.
true.
My luck is running out quickly.
So you're using it up too fast,
Probably.
man.
I'm gonna say
Okay,
hard
I will
maybe.
say
hard
sorry, go ahead.
maybe
maybe.
from Argentum. Why hard? Why a hard maybe?
Cause anything could fucking happen. Literally, the worst like the thing they thought could never happen happened. So it's
That's true. That's true.
but the
It's just
reason
like-
it's a hard maybe is because they're a stubborn motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're so stubborn, so it's like, I want to say no, but I also don't want to say yes. So maybe.
I think Argentum still has a few. What's the word? Personality surprises. I think there's a lot. There's a lot of like. You're right. Stubbornness, but like stick-to-itiveness. I would imagine. I don't think they're going to get out of it. I think they're going to get out of it. If not, maybe not successful, but learning things and whole and. But yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, whole, because they are no longer whole. now.
They would like to
Oh.
be whole again.
Yeah.
That they would like that very much. Be
I
around.
see.
Okay. So that said, so Argentum and you. Let's see, Phoenix was piping up next.
Okay, I'll go next. I think. Okay, I mean, I think players and audience alike have seen that Phoenix is not the tankiest character in the party, by far. But I will say I think Phoenix is definitely like a up to late game survivor, maybe. You know, like,
Yeah,
but maybe
okay.
obviously definitely possible death. I feel like I'm playing an ADC in League of Legends, like pretty powerful, but like literally the counterplay is death. Like there's some characters that just don't
stick in the
die.
back.
Some characters just don't die. Phoenix is not one of those. But you know, I will say maybe a little stickier than first meets the eye.
Okay, we'll take it. Good answer. What about you, Sunder?
Do I think Sunder's gonna live? Hell no. Personally.
Okay.
Oh.
Flat out. Just no.
But here's the thing. Like if there's a moment where Sunder is dying or is going to die, I want him to die in the most extravagant way possible.
Oh yeah.
Like I want him to go out in a blaze of glory. So if he does perish, it's gonna be remembered. So yeah. That's how I view that.
Yeah, I think you again. Sunder.
What happened to your mic, Alpha?
He went into an underpass. That's what happened.
You halved your mic volume just now.
Oh, did I?
Sunder needs to make it to his 69th birthday. What the fuck?
Yeah, you
better.
live 9 more years. Yeah, nice. Really good.
Yeah, I need to be alive for 9 more years and I'll be all right.
Okay, and I think the only one left is Wall. Wall, do you think you're gonna make it to the end?
What do you mean? The end of the campaign or the end of everything?
Oh man, nobody makes it to the end of everything.
Ooh.
End of the campaign.
That's a trick question. The answer was going to be the same for both.
Ooh, got him.
The wall will always be standing, even if he dies.
Dude, that's badass.
That's badass. That's
Yeah.
fuck.
That is pretty
That's some
heat.
good shit.
It's just again another character to go down swinging. I think Wall and Sunder back to back. Final battle.
Fucking covered in blood. We look like
Covered in blood,
Zoro
yeah,
after he
yeah.
touched after he touched the pain bubble. Oh no.
Badass. Well, I am proud of my player characters, chat. I hope
Oh,
you are
stop.
too. So very,
and
very
you
proud
only.
of you.
No one else is proud of me.
So moving from the nifty little icebreaker question from chat. Thank you so much, Hula. That was very insightful. We move on to our boat. would anybody like to start off and tell us how we got on this boat? How is this our boat? What is going on?
Is this our boat? Where are we,
Well,
guys?
honestly, from what I remember, the last session that we did, we just got out of the fight with Veyron. We, all got hit with a fireball. And we were informed by priestess, the priestess, that everything went to shit. There was a bunch of, the Driders woke up, everything was going to shit. So we made our way towards the harbor to get onto a boat so we could sail away, without any issues. But on the way, we got stopped by an illusionary child that Zephyrael decided to hit in the face with a whip, which was really funny.
Justified.
Yeah, this is a justified situation. And then we fought another Drider, which we beat the shit out of it, and then we got on the boat. And yeah, that's pretty much what I remember. Remember to summarize it. Fought a Drider, dealt with Driders, got on boat. Now we're here.
There was a fight with a Drider and a couple of Spider Knights at the dock, and you were noticing that people were struggling to get onto this boat or trying to get onto this boat. And after you defended them adequately, they made way for you, and you gave them a little bit of time to get as many people on board as possible. Unfortunately, you just can't save everybody. So there were some casualties, including casualties that were inside of the city. In fact, Sunder, you learned that a person that you know, in fact, did perish in the altercation, the eruption of these Driders from underneath of the city. There was a lot of kerfluffle. In fact, you're not sure if a whole lot of the people that you know in Ibranca managed to make it out of here alive or otherwise. So you guys managed to get on this boat together. You had Zyra, the corpse of Kelly, which still don't know what you're gonna do with. And you met. We're gonna call him John Dockworker since we don't really know his name quite yet. But we met this touchstone for this the guy who knows how to pilot a boat. Came to your guys' aid and got it. He did get one hit in on the Drider. Everything else was kind of a fluke, but was divinely inspired after seeing Ray get their first smite crit, which as a paladin is quite an experience. And we dropped that thing pretty damn quickly. You also learned from Zyra that the Duskflower Pollen did work, but it was probably not enough to reverse or deal with all of the Driders. You also saw Ray as the boat was pulling away. There was the Celestial that had showed up to help the incursion of Driders, and did so quite well. But it seemed by the language of their weaponry that this may have been too much for just them to deal with, and there was a bit of a regroup. But the sad part about all of this, from a DM standpoint and information standpoint, is you guys just don't know a whole lot of what's going on. It was a lot of craziness. There was a lot of hope. There was a lot of, I hope this person made it out. I don't know. We just didn't have time to contact anybody. You guys don't have the resources to pull that off quite yet either. So it was a lot of, we got to hurry up and get out of here. It was quite a harrowing experience to leave the city of Ibranca as quickly and quietly as you guys did, except with a giant purple thunderbolt from the literal titular shadows over Welde that annihilated a Drider. But as you guys push out to sea, as the sun sits on the horizon, and you guys see these slow lumbering driders start to web themselves around these buildings and cradle the structures in their knotted, jointed legs from hundreds and hundreds of feet away, pushing kilometers away from the coast. You start to just see the black, craggy coastline and the green hills that surround the city of Ivbranca as it all starts to fade from view. And what comes into view is something that had been mentioned several times. As you guys are well aware from your travels from where you guys had originated on the other side of the stone curtain for Argentum, pushing through the new frontier, getting through the blockades and the paperwork and everything that was required that you could get into this nation of Lolthlorian, you were going north. And as you were cresting north, it was becoming winter. So all of you guys have been subjected to this bone-chilling cold. The fall had started to crest over into the eves of winter, and ice sheets begin to form on the coast, the salt coast, which is quite frigid. And as you start to list north along the coast, the ice floes begin to hit the side of the boat, scrape along the iron-banded underside, hollow, raw noises from the ship as it creaks back and forth and breaks through ice floes, slowing a little bit before hitting a bit of a clearing in the ocean. And then these larger chunks, about the size of, another boat this size, icebergs, a large glacier even to the farthest north that you can just barely make out the edge of. And you all on this ship with, you didn't really get an accurate head count, but what could be 200, 350 refugees that you managed to all jump in, fill the belly of the ship. There are still spots and holes where some people can still fit in, but you guys haven't explored the entirety of the ship. We had Sunder try and do a pretty cursory glance just to make sure that the people that were looking for him aren't there. Wasn't very successful. You weren't able to tell. It's just a throng of people with different faces and names. A lot of these people that you've seen before, because Sunder, you know that all the people on this ship are neighbors. They are friends. They are, to some extent, relatives. If Branca is as big of a metropolitan city as it is, still has districts and boroughs and blocks of people that are still living together. And what looks like this is a couple of blocks of people that seem to know each other, and they're trying to help each other as the boat moves along the coast. A lot of these people seem to just be lucky to be alive. You guys sit, look out onto the ocean, look inward into the crying faces, the joyous faces of having gotten out of there alive, the many races, oaths, the strata of society, people in highborn gear, people who were just paupers that just got off the street. Some people who looks like their kids just woke up and were thrust into this situation. What do you guys do?
Don't you just love when the DM asks you that question?
I do.
You're just gonna wait and listen to me talk for another hour?
Yeah.
No, it's like when it's like in a video game when the cutscene
The cutscene
transitions
stops and
into
you're just like,
playing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm controlling.
And you're like, oh my god, I can move.
But also, there's like a lot of stuff we could do. So I'm like, man, I was hoping you'd yap for like 3 more minutes.
I have ideas in my brain, but if you want to start us off, Grizz, go right ahead, baby.
Yeah,
No.
Grizz.
No?
Oh, no.
No, I'm
All
good.
right.
No, I'm good.
Argentum would probably start walking around through the people, seeing if there's anyone that they recognize, if there is anyone who needs like specific aid at all that they can give. Just trying to get an accurate accurate idea of who's here, if they recognize anyone. They don't know everyone in New Franca, obviously, but we met quite a few people, and just trying to help where they can. Doing the
Okay,
Argentine
make
thing
an
that they do.
investigation check, please.
You got it, buddy. Happily. I'll reopen my sheet. Where's the Magoot? I'm so used to double clicking. It'll be the first one. It would be the drop
Not the
nat
natural 20.
I know. I was just on Fantasy Grounds last night, so it'd be the 15. Unless you want to give me that nat 20, that'd be pretty nice of you. You don't have to.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
The DM died.
So I see every single person that I've ever wanted to see right here.
I'll give you the nat 20, Argentine.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Best DM ever.
You see everything and everyone that ever was and ever will be.
Exactly.
I
You
go
see
insane.
directly past the wall, the fourth one.
Can you hear me?
Now we
can
can.
hear you now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Buck wild.
Your mic is so hot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. No, it's okay.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, cool. So you got a 15. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you walk along the top deck for about 5 or so minutes. Most of the children are up here with it seems like their parents. There's a school children with a teacher. There's a guardsman or two looking over the side. There is a throng of like merchants that seem to be making sure that the stock that they have had on the ship is still here. Then you walk down into the first hold of the ship. This seems to be more of like a living quarters. And it looks like there's a lot of people observing, and since this seems to be a foreign space, they're kind of being a little nosy. Some of the kids are looking into some of these rooms. A couple of them are claiming the rooms themselves. Their parents are pulling them out. It's not that time for that kind of thing. This isn't ours. Be grateful. And one of the kids bumps into you and looks up to you and goes, "Argentum, it's Tibble."
Oh my god.
The real one?
Don't hit him with
You
the-
don't know. You don't know.
Fall forward, fall forward, fall forward.
Oh, I'm about to. Shut up. They will just hug this kid. Just thank
Not
the
before
gods.
he does first. He hugs your thighs.
Oh, buddy. I'm so grateful you made it out.
Me too. You made it.
I did.
So did my mom. Mom! And you see a head bobbing over other parents and people just kind of getting the lay of the land on this ship. It's a really big ship. It's spacious on the inside. And the head is bobbing. Tybalt, where did you...
He's over here.
And mother rushes up to you and says thank you and says, "Argento, you made it. And her face goes white for a second. Did everyone else make it?
My companions are all, they're all aboard, yes.
That is good news. I'm worried. I'm worried for all of us. I don't know whether we're going to make it any further.
I know. It is it's an overwhelming situation. I do plan to talk to the helmsman and figure out where we can go, where is the best place for everybody. I do not know this side of the Stone Curtain very well, so just find someplace safe, but far enough away from Ithbranca for the time.
That's the plan. Hopefully, maybe north.
Yes. My party and I need to head north anyway, so I think the further north we go from Ivbronka, while things die down and while things are dealt with there, I think that is the best course of action. I'm so grateful that you are alive. I was hoping you would be.
She kind of laughs to herself as though like this whole situation is too crazy for her to even like deal with seriously. Did you ever manage to find those books?
I did. I had to fight a bizarre creature and
Tybalt
Let
tugs on your leg. Can you tell me about it? I'd love
I
to
would
hear it.
I would happily. I was actually considering, since there are so many children aboard, perhaps a story time for everybody to help calm things down.
Zanafi looks at you and says, "Oh, that would be lovely. These are all Tybalt's classmates. The
Well-
local school. They were on a field trip to the docks with everything."
It is for the best that you came to the docks. That is fortuitous.
We almost didn't. We were almost in the district, the market. We were almost in the Windwell when it happened.
Seeing the market district on my way through, I'm glad that you did not make it quite that far. But I used to teach, so I still do from time to time, so I think a group of school children with open ears and need for distraction is, well, I can handle that. And if
She
you
nods
need
to you.
anything, let us know, please.
She nods to you doubly so and kneels down to Tybalt and says, "Tybalt, why don't you go tell your friends that tonight?" And then she looks at you. "You're going to hear a story from the world's greatest storyteller." And as Tybalt runs away, he's like yipping and laughing, and the severity of this has not been impressed on these children. It doesn't look like they are. This is a continuation of the field trip. You know, this is just the next part. This is we're pirates now, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And all of the adults, this is definitely it's sunken in. And she looks to you and says, "Thank you. I saw what you did out the porthole. We were in here, cowering behind oak for our lives. I saw what you and everyone did to protect us, and I..." She puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "Argentum, there are no words for the amount of people that you saved today. It is impossible to save everyone. But everyone here, well, I wish everyone could have seen what I've seen."
Protecting everyone was the very least we could do. I wish we could have done more, saved more, but we save who we can. And we be grateful for the lights of life that are still lit.
She looks back at the kids running between room to room. "Oh, I am. My father stayed behind to man the stool. We are the only ones that made it out of the Windwell.
I'm sorry. Truly.
He was aging and ailing. His mind was running away from him. I just hope it was a mercy."
I hope so too. And wherever his soul ends up, I hope he is well. And
As
looked
do I.
after.
He was the only one of us who actually knew Baron Edo. He helped us get this lovely little 3-story shop in the market district. That one day we're going back, and I'm going to clean it up, and we are going to get those books, and we're going to have the life that we knew we could have when we moved to Ivbroka. Just have to work a little harder for it.
Sometimes things take a turn that you do not expect them to. But you grow from it, right? And this is an unfortunate one, but a detour. And there is much to be learned from it, I suppose. But if you ever need anything, I'm glad to give my assistance wherever I can, even if it is just looking after Tybalt aboard the ship. I am glad to do it if you need a moment.
Brushes a shock of stray hair behind her ear. I will certainly take you up on that. His creativity is magical sometimes.
That is something he should foster. It is something I saw in him immediately. He is very bright. It reminds me of a small Argentum.
Tybalt has found an eye patch and a wooden sword, and has been frolicking between the kids, and seems to have taken a leadership role of some kind. You're not quite sure what they're doing, and you know what? It seems like they're not sure what they're doing either, but they're having fun, and at this point, that's all that matters. And Zenafia looks at you and says, I would like to smell some salt air. I'm going to go up on the deck. I don't know the terminology. This has never been on a ship before.
Well, if you need anything, my friends they are up top, so if anything happens, they are there. I'll stay down here and keep an eye on the little ones.
I'll endeavor to give them my thanks as well, Argento.
Absolutely.
And she puts her hands to her sides and kind of brushes her shoddy dress off, tucks some more hair behind her ear, and sniffs back the tears and walks upstairs.
Yep, Argentum will just stay down and keep an eye on the kids, just make sure they don't get too rowdy. It's like, all right, teacher time, let's go.
Okay, make an animal handling check.
Bet,
That's amazing.
man.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
You think I won't?
Do it. Yeah.
Nice
Make
work,
an animal
Ian.
handling check.
Boop. That's
21.
21. Jesus Christ.
What do you try and do?
Oh, they're just making sure they don't get into anything they're not supposed to, that, just minding where the kids are, but still letting them have their fun.
Yeah, Tybalt has sourced the weaponry and is slowly starting to distribute wooden swords among his chosen knights. He has knighted several of the children, and they're gallivanting in between rooms. There's 4 or 5 rooms down here at the end of the bow of the ship, but one of them is locked, and has been since you've been down here, and it's the only room the children haven't really gone into. A couple of them, are thrown against the door in some rougher play, or accident knock on the door and then run away. But that one has remained closed, and hasn't even been and the kids have attempted to open it, with jiggling the knob and things like that. But it's hard stuff. It's hard stuck. It's locked.
Okay. Just making sure they don't, accidentally disturb anyone or break things down. Just essentially taking, teacher role, mentors, doing what they're used to.
Yeah, and I mean, it's fairly simple and something you're very much used to. And with a 21, it's adept. They listen to you when they pipe up. Um, they are settled down when you tell them to, and you let them have enough fun. And it seems like over the next like 15, 20 minutes of you just observing these children, they're respecting you, and they enjoy your company. And one of them walks up to you, who is not Tybalt. This short, can't be more than 5 years old in human years, tiefling child. Really deep red skin. His tail seems like it's got a mind of its own, and occasionally you've noticed and had to have atoned to the or looked at this and taken into account this situation, but it would like whack kids in the face every now and again without his knowing or anything. He would just have to apologize. But he walks up to you and says, are you pirate captain? What do we call you? And he looks at the other kids who kind of like huddle around him like, yeah, what's your name?
I am the dreaded pirate Argentum Rillis, captain of the high seas. So you'd better listen to me, or you shall walk the plank.
Make a charisma check.
You got it, buddy. Boop. I have to reopen my thing every time because my screen is so small.
Yeah, mine is too. I'm on a 720p laptop.
Yeah, I'm on my little... That's a constitution check, not a charisma. I was like, that's the wrong C. That's a 9.
A 9? They're kids. It is not hard to get them on your side. You just hear a very soft whoa come across the children. Okay, you are the Captain Argentum. And then they start to like turn to each other and like start to form a story based on all the information that you gave them. And it's like, it's endearing, but it's also like fascinating to watch a child's creativity just uninterrupted torrent of creativity that children have. And they're able to form a story that means absolutely nothing to you when it comes to plot or themes or, hooks or anything like that. But it means everything to them. And if you feel like these kids are going to remember this is a core memory. And as you kind of let them do their thing, dance and play and pick up random instruments, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Are we close by? How far did Argentum go?
About 20 feet down, and
Okay.
I would imagine like 100 feet towards the bow. So they're on the second deck.
The second deck. Oh, okay.
Like the second deck of the top
Down.
deck?
The second deck down. Well, I mean,
Oh.
the one that doesn't show the one that shows this doesn't show the ocean. Does that make sense? I'm trying to look. I'm looking at this really quickly. Hold on.
That
Inside
doesn't
the
show the ocean.
Yeah, inside the ship. They're inside the
Oh,
ship.
okay, I see. So they're a level below everyone else already.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I think I'm still probably close to the wall from like last session because we talked right
Mhm.
before the ending.
Yeah.
Sure.
And Sunder is nowhere to be found, right?
I'm below deck.
Yeah, Sunder went way down.
I'm gonna look for Zeph. Do I see him close by?
Unless Zeph is hiding. Yeah, you see him.
Ray's on the top deck towards the back of it, like where the steering wheel is on this map.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm right where my token is right where I am. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll turn to the wall and say, let's see. Where did everyone run off to already? Did you see him leave? Did you go...
I think I saw Argentum go into the below decks, and Sunder as well.
I feel like we should come up with some kind of, I don't know, going forward plan or something. But they all scattered for whatever reason.
Perhaps it is good that we have some time to indulge in our own things for a sec, considering the loss that we have been dealt.
I suppose that's fair. Are you looking to indulge? Or are you looking to get this ball rolling?
I do not know either way. I will always defer to Zephrel's way of moving forward. But, and like he looks out to like the ice on the seas. It is nice to have a moment to breathe at least.
That's fair. Well, I guess I'll do my own breathing then, and if you need me, I'll be on top deck.
Mm-hmm.
And I will take the time to. I guess I'll go in the opposite direction, actually, towards the back of the ship.
Sure.
With the just like to the end, looking out the water from the corner. I can move, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This whole ship is yours to peruse.
I'll be over here.
Okay. Sounds good.
It's the front of the ship.
Oh, that's the front. Sorry.
That's the bow, and Ray is at the stern. I totally have a
Sorry, I didn't
glossary
zoom
of
out.
terms up right now.
You're better than I am because I never
Yeah.
use that shit.
I didn't zoom out, so I just saw two crow's nests. I'm like, okay, well, this is one side.
Oh, no, there's like you have all of the other sub decks and everything too at your disposal. And they're all
It's a
it's a
huge
big ship. Yeah, and you guys noticed too when you got on, the ship does have a name emblazoned on the side of it, and this is the Nebuchadnezzar. It seems like from what you've seen, maybe a cargo ship, storage ship. There's a lot of knickknacks and things that don't seem to be congruent with each other on the ship. So it's not like a military ship or anything like that. This isn't a war galleon. This looks to be some sort of domestic or corporate vessel.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. As I look out into the ocean on the front of the ship here, what can I maybe see? Like, can I kind of tell which way the ship is going?
Yeah. You guys, it's simple to see, and you can still see the coastline from here, like the coastline of the mainland, and it is. You guys are going north. You're going along up towards, in about an hour, you may hit Darrow-Delph Ice Farms, which is on your map. But you're going at a fairly lazy pace. The wind is not with you right now. It's kind of going against the sails. So they're not unfurled or anything like that. You're just kind of using the currents to drive you. And DW himself is piloting the ship as well.
Oh, okay. But they would be on the back, like the back of the ship with the Zeph, right?
Okay, cool. You
So
guys are
no.
flanking each
I'm
other
asking
on the
like
back of the
DW is at the back of the ship, right?
Yeah, you would be able to
Okay.
see him from where you would be standing at the back of the ship.
Okay.
He's about 10, 15 feet up on the actual, it's called the poop deck. On the actual poop deck.
Poopity scoop.
But yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'm pretty like alone in this corner. I would like to believe maybe. If not, I'll maybe look for a place where I could be slightly alone.
You should be able to find it. This is a fairly big ship,
Okay.
but everybody seems to be on the internals of it. The majority of people, at least. You got about 10, 15 feet on either side of you.
Okay. In that case, at this point in time, I'm gonna look around.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, hey, Rat, you there?
And you hear what almost sounds like a sleigh bell, very, very distant, but it's followed swiftly by a chittering and chipping coming from your hood as you feel this weight shift in your hood that you kind of got used to, and as it moves, your neck feels lighter, and he comes around the side, and you see these big void-like purple eyes that have galaxies in them. You see stars deep. Does he have cataracts, or is he just magic? You're not quite sure.
Oh shit!
But he looks at you, and you just hear.
Okay. Shit. We'll make it easy. Do you speak common?
You just hear a small
do I
little. You what?
Do I understand this?
You have no idea what this thing's saying.
All right. Let's make it easy. One squeak yes, two squeaks no. Let's see. Can you traverse a large distance? across this water.
You're crazy, dude. You're talking to a rat.
The fucking rat, bro.
Did he?
Ratatouille ass
Did he
moment
respond?
going on right
He
here.
he gave one hearty squeak.
Okay, I didn't hear. That's right. Might have not caught on the mic. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna need you to find. Can you? Do you need a description of a guy to find him, or can you just? Sorry. Just stop. Answer the question first.
Phoenix looks out into the middle distance to the shore, kind of gets lost for a second, looks back at you, and gives one solid squeak.
So you can find it. No description. You can find it. Okay. In that case, that's good. Good. Okay. I'm
When
gonna
I
need
said
you
Phoenix,
to
I
find.
meant Whimsy. Fuck.
Gonna need you to find a guy. His name is Ipswich. He is currently in a predicament, so try to stay hidden. Don't blow your cover. Be a rat.
Whimsy Whimsy squints at you with its big globes.
And I need you to deliver a message, and then deliver whatever he has to say back. So the message I need you to deliver. Oh shit! Can you carry things? Is it one squeak or two?
Yes, it was one squeak.
Okay, I'm going to. So I can't hear. There's like no sound.
Yeah,
from
I know.
you.
I'm trying to squeak, but this mic is so wonky. It's not picking up the squeaks. It just thinks it's noise. Anyway, yes,
I'll
squeak.
take out a. I'll take out a like a empty scroll and a like a pen here, like a quill.
Okay, sure.
And I'm gonna write on the note. I'm gonna say, hey, this is my dad's rat.
Dad rat.
You could be sneaky. Give him a message. We are coming.
Okay. He watches you over your shoulder as you write this, and it looks like he's taking it in.
Okay, I'll just I'll hand it to him.
He grabs it from you with his rat hands, and he tucks it into a weird, like, marsupial pouch on his tummy. And he looks at you and sits up on two hind legs on the ground. Keep in mind, this thing is like 2 or 3 feet long.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
All right. I give it a salute. Off you go.
Yeah, he sits on two his hind legs, and then he nods at you, squeaks, and blinks one eye at a time, and then you just see him go. Swoosh! And Whimsy starts to swim towards the shore.
Wow. Whimsy is swimming, dude. This is crazy. How far is he gonna go? It's like ice cold.
Swimsy.
Whimsy!
Whimsy!
And, you keep an eye on him, and he doesn't slow down at all. After, 5-10 minutes, he seems unfazed by both the cold of the water, this frigid water, and, like, fatigue of actually carrying this note to shore. Rats are pretty good swimmers, but this is otherworldly good for, a rat.
Master's planner.
I'm just gonna look at the rat like absolutely perplexed, like just watching the trail of like the water. I'm like,
Yeah, it's like breaking ice as it goes.
what the shit? And then I'm gonna just like shake my head and pretend I didn't see it, and then go on the other side, look the other direction.
Okay. Yeah. and
Let's hope he
Whimsy's,
lives.
Whimsy's off, delivering your message. Fantastic. Great use of the rat.
Yeah, that's my rat.
Great use
rat
of the
turn.
rat.
Captain, there's a creature in the water. Kill it, kill it.
No.
You can find it if you want. He's not particularly like
I'm kidding.
Olympic. Okay, cool. And off he goes, carving into the watery depths.
I'd like to start making my way down from the back of the boat here. Do I pass wall on my way? I would probably just sense his presence. Is the largest
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, you definitely be able to feel this mass.
Okay. And while you're on top deck,
Yeah.
um, you feel Ray just kind of like stand quietly next to you to look out on that direction. It's check-in time.
It is what?
Check-in time.
Oh,
How are your sea legs?
they are good. I do not. I don't think I am one of those people that get sick on boats.
Well, we'll see if I am the same. My first time on a boat
Shit.
in this fuck-ass cold.
I am hardy, so I do not. It is like I have a resistance to cold.
Must be nice. My meat is
My meat.
low in fat percentage.
Did you just call the wall fat?
No.
Damn.
What it sounded
told-
like.
The wind just cuts right through the skin.
Yeah, and as you say that, there's a big gust.
Do you want to borrow my cloak?
I'm fine. I'm going to head down and look for the others.
Before you do, Zephrel, we have been through a lot already. Are you feeling all right?
I am stable. Well, I do want to know what happened against Veyron with you.
When I had fallen into unconsciousness.
Before that, when you froze.
Well, I had already told you about the story with the banner. And I don't know. Seeing him again, it was a rush of emotions that I was not ready to handle.
For what reason? What emotions? Guilt?
Yes, guilt and shame.
And the next time you see him, what will happen then?
I will kill him and take him somewhere far away where no one can disturb him again.
You're absolutely certain that you're resolved to do so now?
And he looks at Zephril with like something unknown in his eyes, and then looks back to the sea. I will have to cross that bridge when we get to it.
Well, I'll give warning this time and not dock the pay.
Of course. Do
But,
know that you are still my charge, Zavrael. I will make sure that your mission is completed, even though it feels like we are going on quite the detour.
Luckily, I didn't actually have to take Veyron up on his deal to save everyone else.
Yes. That probably would have been a different outcome entirely.
Warriors like us while guilt, shame, regret. Those kinds of feelings are beneath you.
If you say so, Zephrel.
Remember the next time we see them, Banner and the Veyround.
I will take it to heart.
That fear or those feelings. You'll only be stabbing yourself in the moment.
I apologize if this is prying, Zephrel, but do you speak from experience?
I've not been in... Maybe not your kinds of experiences, but these teachings. The last decade of my life ingrained into me, so yes, in some ways you can say I am very experienced. And it's certainly not the first time I've made such numerous enemies. Veyround is the first one to be this powerful.
Then perhaps this will be a good a test, an exam of all the experiences you have built these past few years.
It is an opportunity to show the strength within the Reformed faith. Yes. But
It
it's
will
going
be a
to
fun challenge then.
a challenge, yes indeed. Though hopefully we get intelligence before the next time we see Veyround. Speaking of, how did you come back to life?
How did I? Oh, how did the rest of us? Well, it is, how should I say it? Maybe if I did this instead. And, like, the wall's gonna grab his glaive and, like, hold it towards Zephrel so that he can, like, touch it.
Hesitantly, Ray will put a hand on the blade of the glaive at the tip.
You touch the glaive surface, and at first you think the shock is just, oh, it's cold. The metal itself is cold. I'm pulling my hand away. But afterwards, for a few seconds, it was a little deeper than that. It wasn't so surface level as to just be a temperature thing. It was, maybe it doesn't want you to touch it, or you were afraid to, and you just didn't know what it was. But girding yourself, you put your hand back on, and you run your fingers over the runes and script, the reliefs and intricate engravings on the actual blade itself. What languages do you speak?
I speak, I definitely speak Abyssal. Let me find the other ones. Abyssal, Common, Celestial, and Elvish.
You're able to read all of the names that are along the blade. Rory Silverblade, Moonshadow, and eventually several others. It comes to the other side, the hilt end of this blade. and it just says the wall. And that sort of weighs on you for a second.
You said you were chosen by Elistray.
Yes. Although, I do not think it is in the same way that you have been chosen by your god.
I don't think so either. So what, she brought you back, all of you?
Yes. She has treated us with kindness and has helped with some of Argentum's problems as well.
How so?
The other soul that Argentum was missing, I think that Elistray helped them connect with each other, if only for a fleeting moment. I believe that is what happened.
And Elistray, has she mentioned me to you? Well,
I do not know if it was directly or not, but I do not think she holds any ill will towards you, Zephraiel.
what exactly does she want you to do? What does she want from you?
To fight Veyran. And I suppose there is more, but that is the most pressing thing. So I think for now, our interests are in alignment with hers.
Agreed. She sounds swell.
I feel like if you met her, you would like her as well.
Well, if we're going to fight Veyran, we need to find some sort of power, some sort of weakness. We need to know him better. More than his cocky, shit baby personality. And his violent, unnecessary, chaotic nature. Even if he is Lolth's son, he will have something he fears. Something that weakens him.
Agreed. But for your peace of mind, Zephraiel, we have entered an alliance with Elistray, but it is not a vow. I am still your sword, despite everything. And I will continue to do so, even if the gods conspire against us.
Good. You wouldn't get paid otherwise.
No, I would not.
I'm going to look for the others and try to bring them up here. Or maybe you could come down? It's really cold.
The cold, I do not mind it, but if you need assistance, I will guide you.
Please.
As you pass over and you walk towards where Argentum descended into the aft end of the ship, you hear a shout come from the helmsman's wheel. Oi! You there, you're one of the honored guests, yeah?
Yes. How can
A
I help
word!
you?
A word, please!
Come closer.
Can't, I'm steering the ship!
Well, if you wouldn't mind, steps, they're not my, friend.
Right, of course, of course. Yeah, well, I was gonna lead Zephyriel to where he's calling out.
Okay. Wall, as you lead Ray up these two sets of stairs to the helmsman's wheel, you are met with the man that jumped in after you shouted for assistance from the crowd.
Oh shit, it's him.
It is. He will introduce himself. He says,
Here we go.
"Hi, thank you so much for all your help, especially back there. There's not much I can give you. There's not much I can do, but the name's D.W. Elliot. Thank you. I have... Where did you learn that?
What do you mean there's not much you can do?
I can't repay you. I can take you to where you need to go. This weren't my ship. Lucky I joined the Navy when I did.
Not everything is repaid in gold.
Well, please. And he's slowly starting to, like, his vision and his attention is less paid on the ship's direction and more paid on you. If you have any ideas, I'm gonna be honest. And he looks at both you and the wall. I ain't got much left. The business that I worked for was torn up by driders. My husband was kidnapped several weeks ago, and sorry. There's so much going on, and I want to help you as much as I can, because, well, what I've got on me, and he gestures to himself, and you see, let me grab this guy. You see D.W. Elliot as he was on the dock itself. He is a man of few words. He looks like he prefers action over, like, discussing things. He has a very strong brow. Looks like he's seen a few fights. He has a couple of scars on his face. Very burly man, lots of manual labor. He's got this graying brown hair that's fairly long, especially for somebody who seems to be his age. He looks like he's in his, like, late 50s. Down to his shoulders, his hair is. His eyes are a very deep, like, blue. There's crow's feet from years of squinting in the sun and against the sea spray, that kind of thing. He's weathered and tanned, and looks like he's been doing this kind of work for decades. But the clothes he wears is simple, durable clothes, just manual labor clothes, worn boots, coarse pants, a faded tunic that looks like it had some sort of emblem on it, but it has since been worn off, and a very heavy leather belt with various tools around it. And then he gestures to a military rucksack over to the side of the helmsman's wheel and says, This is what I was able to grab. And I saw you hauling one of your old dead friends on the ship, and I want to help as much as I can. The priestess is with you. Maybe she'll be able to have more of an impact than me, but I can make sure y'all don't run aground.
What exactly was he holding again? Sorry.
She has a military, like, rucksack, a really big one, probably like 3 or 4 feet long, packed to the brim with clothes and trinkets and keepsakes and things like that. Just stuff that he was able to throw in, but it looks like it was used in service. It's kind of old.
Oh, I see. You're insinuating you want to join the party.
I am not an honored guest. Far from it. I just... Is there, And he looks distracted as he's requesting this. What sort of powers can I get from a god that's been silent for hundreds of years and then came back with the crack of a whip and a roar of thunder, and that tried her pop like a May balloon? I'm never one for religion, but I'm fairly meat and potatoes guy, but I could have some use for it. And he looks grim.
You want me to tell you how to turn your pain into this power? That's what you're asking?
If what you do is turn pain into power, I worry for what I might be capable of.
I like you, DW. Let me tell you something. I put a hand on his shoulder. Two hands, both hands on both shoulders. It's flattering you think that display was borrowed from Lolth. The training I've gone through, the life I've lived, the teachings I've learned from the Reformed faith at the Reformed Church, from the priestesses. Sure, Lolth is the blueprint, and there was the old ways. But this new faith, that power, that's mine. Comes from me. And you may carry a lot of pain. But if you want to reach this level, I ask you, DW, and I lift up my blindfold just a little on one side to show like a pool of blackness
Yeah.
where the eyeball should be. What are you willing to sacrifice for it?
He pours over your tattoos that are exposed to the frigid air. He runs his eyes over your hair, over your blindfold, trying to find eyes behind it before you lift up the one side, and he's slowly taken aback. Must I give up my sight?
You might. Of course, I won't make you gouge them out yourself. But if you wore a blindfold and covered your eyes for the entirety of your journey down this path, it might work. But of course, the one moment you show weakness, hesitation, those who waver are weak. You would have to quit. Or lose your actual eyes, I don't know.
He looks at the wall's eyes. And you? Do you learn this power as well, Goliath?
The only power that I have learned is using these. And he lifts up both his arms, fists clenched.
He looks impressed. He's impressed and a little turned on.
Wait a minute.
Whoa,
Oh,
it's marvelous company you keep. What did you say your name was? I'm sorry. Just been taken to calling you all honored guests.
I am the wall.
The wall.
You can continue to call me the Honored One if you wish.
Honored One. The wall. Thank you for saving the kids.
Where are we headed? Is it north?
Yes, let me, He turns around and there's this, like, it's not necessarily a table, it's just like this big smack of wood in the middle of this poop deck. And on top of it are old charts and maps and, sea routes and things like that. But some of them are very mechanical and technical. Like this is how the dock is laid out 10 feet underwater kind of thing. Like it doesn't really have any bearing on exactly what you guys are doing, but it seemed to be important to whoever had this ship beforehand. But he moves some of these out of the way and then points to a map of the waterways that are nearby. And one that he points to is, this is the Blue Line River. Goes right from the ocean all the way back into the mainland.
This is super helpful.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Kidding.
I'm actively working on this map, so I apologize it's not here. But
oh no, because Zephyriel can't see it, that's all.
Oh, right. This is the Blue Line River. It goes from the ocean all the way back to the mainland. We could also just cruise the coast north or south. It's really up to you. There are several islands, two of which I wouldn't really recommend going to, not yet at least. But the further we go out to sea, the further we get to the uncharted continents, the real frontier, where everything gets brought in from.
And DM, did you say that Wall and I, or at least the church that I'm from, is that to the north? Like if we sailed north, we would be getting closer to there?
Yeah, if you guys sailed north, you would be getting to where you went in around the mountains. You came in around the mountains, what to the north. Phoenix or Argentum came in around the mountains to the south, down the major roads. Sunder came in from the south, as did Phoenix. So you were the only one who's technically like from the north, besides the wall.
And the fight, the big tournament,
the tournament.
that kind of stuff, is that north as well?
That is in the White Moraine. Yes, it's in a moraine that's next to a mountain that's on the other side of the Spine of Lolth from like the face that you guys were looking at when you guys went in to do goblin stuff. So it's on the other side of the mountain from there. So yes,
BW. Sorry, go ahead.
It is north. Yes.
Okay. Me and my compatriots have reason to go north, and if you want to learn from my teachers, you would do well to go north as well. If you want to learn from me, it won't be easy, but I'd be happy to help.
I'll follow you anywhere, sir. I've lost it all in the last few weeks. It's hard. And it just keeps getting harder as I'm getting older, and I've had enough of life dicking me around.
Then you'll fit right in.
And for the first time since you've seen him, there is a genuine smile, a genuine warmth coming from him. Like I said, I don't have much to give, but my loyalty, my shipwright skills, and my general happy disposition. But thank you, both of you, and to all your friends below deck. And that rat I saw come off the boat, what was that about?
There was a rat that... Oh.
It was huge.
What?
It was the size of a small dog. It was crazy.
In the water?
In the water. Just don't fucking chorting on through.
Huh. This plane is... keeps you on your toes.
Aye. Been here all my life.
For now,
It ain't done nothing but.
for now, steer the boat in the right direction.
Oh,
avoid
right.
dangers.
And it seems like this entire conversation he had been going out to sea, and he just kind of like writes it.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yes, we'll be along the shore here for just another
I will,
hour or so.
gather the others of our group and ponder on your curriculum.
If you need anything, I'm still here. And if that priestess of yours needs a room, there's plenty down below for your... That was Kelly Ryder, wasn't it?
Worry your little noggin not.
Okay,
I'll let Zyra, Priestess Zyra, know.
okay.
Focus
He
on
nods
the
his head.
water, DW.
Focus on the water, DW. Elliot's gonna take you where you need to be.
And if we may, I would like to start finding the others with Wall.
Sure. I mean, it'll take about 20 minutes. But after that, whoever would like to congregate together does so wherever you would like.
Where's Sunder? What's Sunder?
Yeah, what's
been up
Sunder
to this
doing?
whole time?
I would like Sunder to continue looking for the men who had been searching for him. He's really curious to see if they're on the boat.
Okay. Give me an investigation check with advantage because you have done this and you've searched hither and yon
Hither
for these
and
men.
yon. Okay, investigation with advantage. That is an 18.
An 18. So you go down to the floor, the deck that has Argentum and the children flitting about. You see Argentum's back, but you don't really pay them too much mind as you turn around and go down the second set of stairs. And down here in the very, very belly of the ship, you can hear the water creak and moan against the wood as you... On the outside, you hear the ice start to rack itself against this Titanic ship. And you hear shuffling in the very, very back. You hear giggling behind a keg of something, a very large cask even of something. You hear laughing, you smell incense, you smell smoke coming from the very far back of the ship, past the cargo, past a room or two, into the what would be a galley or a kitchen. And you hear, "Stop. No. Shh. Keep it down, quiet. They'll hear you."
I would like to check it out.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Perfect. That is a 9.
A 9. You creep into the galley. There are things still steaming, still bubbling. This ship looks like it was in use while people were clamoring to get onto it. And as you put one hand under the butcher block, you flip one knife into the ground. And you hear silence. Shh. There's someone in. Shh, quiet. You do. Shh. Silent.
Think.
Hello?
No. Oh, there you go.
Hello? And you see a very thin purple neck poke itself from the other side of the cask. And he waves away smoke and incense. And you found him! He wipes away this like purple ash that's contrasting the lighter purple of his skin. There is this young, tall, thin drow man. Can't be more than 30 years old. And he fully steps out from behind the cask, looks back behind the cask, and puts his finger to his lips. How can I help you? Are you part of the ship's crew? We're just here cooking. Yes, cooking, yes.
Do I recognize this person?
Make a history check.
Perfect. 11.
Ah, you needed a 10. Let's go. With a -1.
Oh,
Okay, cool. So yeah, you've been in Ivbranca long enough to know some of the major players in the criminal underworld.
Mhm.
This charismatic, strapping, fun young man is Slick, the town's plug, Ivbranca's best drug dealer this side of the stone curtain. The Slick Elodar. He wipes away some of the
drug dealer.
ash, which you are very well aware after seeing it in the lantern light on this lower deck of the ship. This is void ash. This is a topical drug, an aphrodisiac mixed with some sort of opioid effect. You've done this stuff before, and it's quite good, if not pretty addictive.
Mm. No, I'm not a part of the crew.
Oh, thank goodness. Look, if you just don't turn us in, I'll make it so that you have a room up here whenever you like. Or a woman, a man, or we could get some creatures into it. I don't know what you're into. We can make this work, right, Melody? Yes? And he looks over to this person you can't see.
I'm not going to turn you in. But what I do want is information. And I'm sure knowing you, because I know you, Slick, I'm well aware of who you are. I'm sure you know just about anyone. Were there 2 drow down here? One tall, about your build, with a buzz cut, and a short one with a braided long hair.
He starts walking towards you and fiddling his fingers together. Are you sure? You know who I am?
Well, I know that you're the biggest drug lord in the underground.
Okay.
I know what's covering your face is... What is it? Void ash.
He wipes it away, a little embarrassed. Still there.
Very addictive. Very addictive substance. So yes, I'm quite familiar with your work.
Right. So, as he starts walking towards you, I think, and as he starts talking, his charismatic, loose demeanor starts to tighten up. And the look on his face says, "Oh, it's business time." Okay. I can tell you exactly where these 2 people are. If you tell me
Tell you.
why the ship is moving. We weren't due to take sail for another 2 or 3 days. Still had my fun left. Why are we moving?
Is that all you need? that the only
Yes.
information you're wanting?
Can hop a dinghy back to Ivbranca and good to go.
Good luck going right back to Ivbranca.
Why? Did it blow up?
You could say that.
What?
Oh, you think I'm kidding?
I didn't
Then
hear any explosions. I didn't see anything blow up.
there was
I was-
no... There was no
My
legitimate...
ears were covered.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they were. Especially if you're down here doing this. Now, this is the information you want. I'll gladly give it to you, as it's of no interest to me what you plan on doing if you want to go back to Ivbranca. But if you do go back, you're going to be met with more horrors than you've ever experienced in your life. The city was overtaken by an infestation of driders. Very big ones. The ship is moving. Because if it wasn't, everybody on this ship would have died. And for all we know, half, if not all, of the population of Ivbranca are gone. So by all means, if you want to go back and meet the same fate as most everybody there, by all means. But I suggest that you stay here.
Your Melody comes up behind him. I think he's serious, dear. It's gone. This can't all be gone. They had contingencies. They had plans.
Plans to
They were
protect the
prepared.
city. I mean, like the guards that were always holding the gate. When we were passing by to get down to the harbour. I saw several of them. Several of those guards' corpses. With very large holes.
Okay. And we migrate. We find a new town. We go back to Waterdeep. We run to the mountains.
Whatever works best. From what I know, I'm pretty sure we're possibly heading north.
Okay. Cousin Ipswich. We could crash at Cousin Ipswich's place, Melody. That's it. That's the ticket. That's our way out. He always has a bet for me. This is, his face looks like he's not convincing himself, but he wants to seem like he is.
Now,
So these two lads, they came by the local watering hole by the dock earlier yesterday. Now, I like to get to know any new face that shows up in the Harbour District. It's where most of my money is made, trade in and out. He picks up the knife off the floor that you ran into and spun into the ground and puts it back into the butcher block. They said they were looking for someone. They were looking for a tiefling. And, now that I remember it, somebody who looked a little bit like you. Missing a horn. White shock of hair. Guilty face. What did you do, Sander?
that is for them to find out. And I'm going to ask again. Are they on this ship?
No. I wouldn't let them. They wanted to come along. They wanted a place on the ocean, not the mainland. They could just skiff off if the guardsmen smelled anything. I called in my favors in the constabulary and had them removed from the premises. After that, I'm not sure where they went. It was 3, right? Came from the farmlands, the east side of the city.
Aye.
Well, for that kind of manpower, you must have... you must have killed someone.
Those 3. Have been a thorn in my side for years. So the fact that they're looking for me right now, I can only imagine what they want. They haven't looked for me in well over 15 years. So why they're looking for me now, I'm not sure.
Well, if what you said is true, maybe they're dead. He takes the knife. Come on, Melody, let's get you some clothes, and pushes past you as Melody kind of meekly follows behind.
I think by this time, like, Sunder's very pissed off. Like, very, very pissed.
Yeah.
He's gritting his teeth, just kind of letting emotions boil over. You said we're in the cargo hold, right? So like,
Yeah,
we're
you're
all
in the cargo hold. No,
supplies and
technically,
shit
you're
are-
in like the galley, which is at the aft end of the cargo hold. But yes, you are in the very back.
I think to just kind of let out some anger, I think Sunder's going to find the nearest wall that is not the hull of the ship and just start laying into it.
Yeah.
Until his fists bleed.
You do so. Make 3 attacks.
Gotcha. There's 1, 2, 3.
All 3 of them hit the cask of ale that Slick and Melody were hiding behind. The first one cracks a little bit, splinters of wood fly out, starts to leak out the front. The second one cracks it even more, begins to face and cave into itself. And the third one, ale starts to coat the bottom of the ship and flow out the holes in the side into the ocean. Covers your boots. Starts to reek of yeast. And you sit there with your hand in the cask until it empties. Breathing heavy.
I think he'll start walking back toward the steps that lead to the upper deck. And again, he's still very pissed off, so he's probably just gonna collapse onto his knees. Just let out a very angry yell.
Okay.
Son,
You do so.
There you go.
You do so. And everybody on the ship hears a very muffled
oh
from,
my god.
the very bottom deck. And Argentum. Coming up from below
Yes.
deck, you see a half-dressed drow woman, fairly young, probably about 20, 25, covering herself. And a tall, thin drow man dressed in very, very nice purple attire walk towards, through the children, that locked room that was at the very back, and unlocks it and begins to walk in as though nothing is happening.
There are children about. Have some decency.
No, you should get these lads out of here, right? You want to take care and herd cats.
Oh,
Who are you?
who the hell are you?
He closes the door and locks it.
I will find you in the lowest pits of hell. Anyways, children. What do you say we find ourselves something to do? I'm going to convene with my crewmates, and then we will have some story time, yes? How does that sound?
Ooh, yeah. From the kids on the second deck, as they follow you
Tybalt-
anywhere.
Tybalt, darling, will you find your mother for me?
Yes, of course.
Go see her with your compatriots. I have to convene with my crew.
All right, come, lads. There's trouble afoot, and it's told my mum. And there's a couple, like, there's a little line that's like following them all the way up the stairs.
Argentum's gonna go wherever they heard that yell coming from, because that was suspicious.
Yeah, it's downstairs. You see Sunder with his fist in this cask of ale as he's breathing heavy. The floor, even up to you, is starting to push this liquid towards you before it starts to recede back and then find its way into the ocean up the side of the ship.
They're gonna run towards him.
Santa, are you okay? Are you alright?
They're not here.
You think they are still in Ivbranca?
If they are, they're long dead.
Darling, you do not know that for sure. They could have escaped into the sewers, yes?
They might have, but if they are gone, I've lost everything. They... At this point, Sunder's got tears streaming down his eyes. They tortured me for years. And if they're gone, I'm never gonna get that back. I've lost Kelly. Everything's just going to shit.
At this point, Argentum would just kind of like to just sort of open their arms for Sunder. Like, if he needs it, they are there.
I think Sunder will take it.
As you guys embrace, both of you feel a very, very warm, if not hot, sensation on both of your chests. And as you pull away, you see that your emblem of Ilmater that you received from the Riders of Koff is glowing a bright red. The two hands bound in cord, hanging from a hemp necklace themselves. Kind of a very low pulse that, after a few seconds, fades away.
I believe the god may be telling you it is not all over. There is still so much more that you can fight for. And you do not know that this is the end.
I know. Losing everything in a moment. It is impossible. It feels as though the world has been pulled out from under you. And there is just darkness.
But in time,
And I cannot promise we will find a way to bring anyone back. And I cannot promise you that we will find these people, but you have not lost everything. You haven't. There's still more you can do. And even though it may not feel it in this moment, there's so much more to life, Sunder. There's so much more life for you to live. And you have people. I cannot speak for the others, as always. But whatever happens, you have me. And I will help you. I promise you that I will help you.
The silence is undercurrented by the rocking and swaying of the boat. Hear the ocean outside, birds, waves. Do you guys reconvene together?
Whenever Sunder is ready.
Thank you. Jensen. Truly. I never did tell any of you about what happened. You met those bounty hunters several nights ago. Never did tell you all why they were looking for me. It's the same reason why these three were looking for me. But I think I'd rather tell all of you as a group, so you all understand.
Absolutely.
And you are welcome.
I think Sunder will stand up, ready to reconvene with everybody.
Yeah. We'll go find the others.
Y'all's boots squeak in the ale and the stick that is left behind of this scene, where you go upstairs, and there are a few adults, probably 17 to 20 adults that don't really have children, that are still mingling around the middle deck. And then as you go back up again, there's 100 or so people interspersed with the children that are playing around. Tybalt leading them to and fro, dangerously hanging on some things, but nothing so precarious as to kill them. And easy enough, within the next 5 or so minutes, you're able to gather everybody together. If anybody else didn't have any sort of anything they wanted to do, anybody they wanted to talk to before then. You guys do know, though, that Zyra and Kelly are in their own room on the second floor where the children were. And they're just kind of there. Zyra is making sure that he's not decaying. That's about it.
Before I'm probably gonna be able to see everyone going downstairs and
Sure. Oh
praying
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever. Before I go down, I'm gonna look out into the the vast sea on the the left side. I don't know, is that port or starboard? I don't fucking know. I don't know ships. But
Port is left. Starboard is right.
starboard then, for sure. And I will take a copper piece out of my pocket.
Okay.
And Phoenix is thinking back to the chamber and with Veyron and with the large Goliath guy who he doesn't know, as well as the one that looks like him.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at the coin. He looks at he turns it around to show the head side of the coin. and then palms it, and then flicks it into the sea. And then he says, I hope it's not you. Please. If there's any luck. And then I flick another one. If there is any luck. And then I flick another one. And I'm like 5-10 coins down.
It's copper.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we have enough of it.
Yeah. It's okay.
And
We
then
have
I'm
our
gonna-
banks at Rail.
Like, I'm just gonna pass my hand across my face, and the somber look, like, as the hand passes, just changes back to normal. Shake my head, and then walk down to reconvene with everybody.
Ugh, it smells like sorrow in here.
Yeah, it's kind of tense in here, isn't it?
Of course it smells of sorrow. You just arrived.
Lighten up. Lighten up. So, I mean,
guys
like,
hear
what
me?
has happened? Eve Branca is in flames. Lots of people are dead.
You're
I smell
talking a little-
somebody's been crying. What's so bad?
You can smell the tears?
Yep.
I'm going to
That is the
throw you
law.
overboard.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Sorry, I just had to disconnect something. Go ahead.
So, we've convened, which means we've stopped smelling the air and breathing, right? We're done sightseeing? I assume this is a
suppose.
team meeting, huh?
Yes. We should perhaps find a room to convene in, just for a little bit of privacy.
Perhaps we should sit with the priestess.
Mm,
I'm sure she could use the company.
yes, I agree.
You guys make
Guys
your way
aren't.
down to the second deck, and it's easy to find Zyra and Kelly. They have taken up residence in the captain's quarters, which is at the far end of the aft of the ship, in the very back of the second deck. Kelly is in repose on this large bed that is covered in various furs, bear, wolf, all sorts of other fantastic creatures. There's a rug itself on the floor. It's fairly cozy in here, except for Zyra, who is sitting at the desk, her face buried in papers that she knows nothing about. Very softly.
Sleeping.
Oh.
Oh, different room.
Yeah, this room sucks.
This room sucks.
Funny enough, there's a little conference room.
Yeah, this is like a real convention.
It's like right
I was
here.
gonna say, I was like, what is this, a con where we rent
Right?
out the conference room to sleep
Well,
in?
hey,
Let's go.
go this one.
I
But
love the
yeah, just-
visual. We collectively open the door, all peek in, and go, "No, not this one."
Yup.
No, she's asleep. But yeah, there's this conference room. There, it's exactly as it looks on the battle map. There's this large oak table in the center.
Oh,
There are
there's more
papers and
map.
charts and stuff. Yeah. And there are 6 chairs surrounding it, 2 at each end and 2 on either side. They're pretty large, comfortable chairs. They look to be of different style and make, each one. They're not like uniform, but this will do. This is definitely probably where the higher ups on the ship would have dinner or have a meeting of some kind. Not necessarily a war room, but something a little more casual than that.
Plunk. Sit my ass down.
Wall, move your token. Wall, get your token over here.
Move your pawn.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Wake up, Wall.
Ray, I love that we both took like either head of the table.
I intentionally sat as far away from you as possible.
I was
Also,
trying
I
to
have
take the
the-
head of the table, okay?
I'm also struggling with a very small monitor, so I have to like.
I'll
do
see
my
if
best
I can
to
help you. My
pause
720p monitor is itty bitty.
I see.
I can barely see.
He's a coming.
Here he
Oh my
comes.
God.
On his way.
Comes
Gotta
a
go down
special
those
boy.
100,
Oh Lord, the wall
those 100 spells.
There we
Whoa,
go.
the
There it
next
is.
move. There we go. Cool. All right.
No, I
Now, it's gonna be,
I'm
what you're
so
wondering why
immersed.
I've gathered you all here. Round appears in the corner now.
Whoa.
There's a seat empty for him right here.
Could you imagine?
It's the seat
I
for
could.
Zyra or Kelly. I don't know.
Yeah.
It would have
Anyway.
been.
Would have
Yeah.
been.
Yeah.
You guys find some. There is some peace here, amid the chaos, amid the sadness, amid all of the events that you guys have just experienced, and what you have yet to do. There is some quiet, and there's a time to breathe. There is a time to reassess everything, and decide what you are going to do, sailing forward. Everything you say is racked by the undercurrent of ice hitting the side of the ship. Waves, big and small, lapping against the heavy oak and iron banding of the Nebuchadnezzar. What do you guys do?
You be careful exactly the words you use. You never know what methods the gods have to listen in. So how do we want to kill Veyroun?
You are
Huh.
something else.
Hey, I like this guy. He's funny.
Don't let him get a bigger head.
That's true. That's big enough.
I hope you don't mind once the ship is on cruise control, DW will be joining us here at the table.
Who?
Who?
Because DW.
DW, Elliot, our new companion.
First time
Ah.
hearing of it. You invited some
Good luck.
guy into the room?
No, you
Some
met him.
random
All of you have met
person?
him. All of you have met him.
He
He was there.
He was the dock worker who helped us with the
Oh.
treasure, right?
You invited
Yeah.
the dock worker?
Yeah, yeah.
Why? If you do not mind my asking.
He's not just a dock worker. He's a dock worker that has suffered a lot.
As have all of the people aboard this ship. What's
And he's my new pupil.
Oh,
Oh,
that
you're a
figures.
teacher now. I see.
Mm,
Whatever
whatever term you want to use.
How much is he paying you?
You're a
For the,
genius.
for the curriculum.
Oh my god.
Don't start charging you
You-
money.
Wait,
You
True teachers share knowledge for free, but that is just my opinion.
no, you're right. I need to. Okay, how much do you think I should charge?
Oh my goodness. Phoenix, what did you do?
I thought, I'll be honest, I thought he already had the money thing covered. Because, you know, it's him.
I got carried away by his praise.
What? Zephyriel, are you going to do something? I cannot believe I'm going to say this out of the kindness of your own heart.
Absolutely. What I'm gonna do to DW Elliot is not kindness.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like to repeat that, darling?
This place has a weird vibe to it now. It's a really weird turn all of a sudden.
Anyway, I'm putting that aside, but also in my back pocket because I'm going to touch on that later. We should talk about exactly where we are going, what our plans are, and I don't
Right.
know.
I also have something to tell all of you once we're done.
Yes, Sunder, whenever you're ready.
Oh,
You mentioned, Zeph, how we want to deal with Veyron. And especially considering he's very keen on having information on all of us. And all of you have seemed to share information, but none of you really know much about me.
I have to stop you there, Sunder. I only have room in my brain for one sad backstory a month.
You have to wait a whole moon for this? Like, come on.
Cry
Yep.
about it. Go ahead, Sander.
I'm sure it will be all right. I'm sure most of you remember several nights back when the Riders of Koth showed up around the cave that we were staying in. They were looking for me. There was a bounty on my head, and there still is.
Right.
The reason for that is I'm wanted for murder. And it's not just, oh, I killed some random guy in Ivbranca. This is something that happened in my past. I was raised in a temple of Vilmar, several miles south of Ivbranca. I was raised in this temple. I made friends in this temple. I was best friends with the head of the temple's son.
Oh, no.
We were both very young. About 12 years of age. And we were ordered to have a sparring match. And things turned the worst. And he was killed.
By you.
By me.
How?
It wasn't intended. It was not an intended thing. I hit him in a certain place, and he closed his eyes, and he never woke up. I was exiled from this temple. The 3 people who have been looking for me were former members of this temple. Ildan, Erelith, Laroth. They were very hateful individuals. They were the son of the head's cousins, and they took matters into their own hands. After I was kicked out, they kidnapped me, and they tortured me for a very long time. You don't normally see a tiefling running around with one horn, do you? It's not a normal thing. They're the reasons for it. They have been hunting me since. That farmer that ran up to our wagon as we were coming back into town, he's the one who saved me and brought me to Ivbranca. And I'm sure they were looking for me to act out some sort of revenge. Most likely. I've gained information while being here. They're not on this boat.
Oh.
They might still be in Ivbranca, and they might very well be dead.
Well, that's best case
Problem
scenario,
solved.
you know? Yeah, exactly.
You would think. But the fact that they've taken this piece of me, and if they are dead, they have left this plane, I'll never be getting that back.
Did they keep your horn? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean more emotional piece?
Emotional. I don't think they kept the horn. I don't see what they would do with it.
Some people are cruel, so they clearly are.
Yeah.
Those three definitely were.
Like carve out a
They-
drinking cup or something.
Horn of mead. I don't think they would use that. But who knows? It wouldn't surprise me though with those three. They weirdly creative on their torture methods. And Sunder will pull down the sleeves of like the gauntlets that he has on, like the cloth sleeves. He'll pull them down and he'll show mass amounts of scarring and wounds just all over his arms. They treated me like an animal because I was different than they were. I was the only tiefling in that temple. I was the only one. I don't even know why I was there. All I know is that I grew up there. I was raised there. I don't know anything before that. But they never ceased to have some form of creativity every single day. They ripped off my fingernails. They spit in my face. They cut up my skin. There are scars all over my body that you can't even see. I'm very
Relatable.
glad.
Sorry.
Literally has
Quite
words
sorry.
scarred on him.
Sorry, they didn't give you a chance as a 12-year-old. One mistake and you...
No. They treated me as if I were an adult. Because tieflings, well, tieflings are usually adults around 12 to 13. So they
Even
treat
then, you had no opportunity to defend yourself.
They had me chained to a wall for 10 years.
Sunder.
Jesus.
The fact that that farmer found me, that was fate. That was something I can't describe what exactly that was. But they weren't there that day, and he somehow found me. He unchained me and he cared for me. And he was the closest thing I had to a father. A legitimate one, because I don't think I have one personally. 'Cause I was raised in that temple. I don't know if I have a family.
As you're recounting these things, and as the story you tell gets more and more personal and emotional and real to you and more passionate, you guys all see the emblem begin to glow again as the story gets more intense. As it hits the peaks and the valleys, it seems to correspond with whatever emotion Sunder is feeling. That intensity is the brightness of this diadem it's emulating from his chest.
Phoenix like quickly pushes back off the table a little bit. His chair like slides back on the carpet. He points at the thing on his neck. Is that
What?
It is
supposed to
glowing
happen?
again.
Sunder will look down at it. Not quite
Covering my
sure.
blindfold. It's bright.
I'm honestly not quite sure if this is supposed to happen.
Maybe.
I've never seen an emblem of Ilmater do this, so I'm not quite sure.
I'm gonna like gauge it. Does it seem like it's gonna like explode? Is it like shaking? Is it just like is it just still?
No, in fact, everyone in the room feels this sense of I don't want to say well-being, but this sense of like when you're listening to a really good story and you're just like, and then what happened? And then what happened? Like you want to hear his repentance. You want to hear his recounting of this. It's you want to hear the story of the one who endured.
Okay, so it's not like moving or anything. In that case,
No, it's not moving. It's just glowing. There's just
Slide
there's a
towards the
power
table.
there.
Look at you get all worked up, Fifi.
What if it exploded?
I don't think it would have
Well-
exploded. Ilmater's not exactly a malicious god.
He's a compassionate one, yes?
Yes.
So, my theory is that we are connecting through this. You are releasing this burden in a way, and you are trusting us in sharing this. And I want to thank you for trusting us with this piece of you, this huge piece of you. And perhaps this is strange to say, Sunder, as someone who has not known you all that long. But I am proud of you for enduring, for staying someone with such compassion behind their eyes, for not turning to cruelty, utter cruelty yourself. I'm proud to know you for that.
I appreciate that.
You trust too easily.
No, I do not.
You all remember when we had our first night in the Silken Vale?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure some of you had wondered why I had tears streaming down my face after I'd drank.
You can say nightmare juice.
Yeah, the nightmare juice. As
Thanks,
I
God.
I
drank
love
that
the way you softly said
Thank God.
You can say nightmare
It's okay.
juice.
You can say nightmare. It's
Me
okay.
when I'm stumped and I pray to God for a line feed. Line?
Line? Nightmare juice?
Nightmare juice.
Nightmare. Anyway. The night when I drank the nightmare juice, I saw so much. Specifically my best friend as a child. I saw my best friend Vezrin, the one who I killed. Hearing that Erelith, Ildan, and Laroth were in Ivbronka, my heart sank. I was afraid that they were gonna take me back and do what they did to me for so long. I know now that they're not going to be able to. So I have a little bit of peace of mind, especially being around all of you. I have lost so much in my life. I've lost my best friend, lost my family. Kelly's gone. It's still processing, but he was there for me in moments that I can't begin to describe. He's helped me get out of one too many tight spots. When I came to Ivbronca, I didn't know anyone. I was just some street urchin stealing, taking what I could to survive in that horrible place. He found me. Now he's gone. So all I'm going to say now, as we try and figure out what exactly we're going to fucking do about this Veyround problem.
Well, that's what we're gonna figure out today, right?
I hope so.
I have some ideas, if you're all open to me sharing them.
I'm more than happy to hear. But I'm going to make sure that I punch that bastard in the face as many times as I can until his face is nothing more than a pile of viscera.
Fuck yeah.
Well said.
Who said that?
That was me, the DM.
DW? DW?
DW's outside the door. Not here.
Fuck yeah.
Dock worker's back! Fuck!
Not here.
So I'm scared. I'm gonna do it for Kelly. And I'm gonna do whatever it takes to somehow bring him back. That is my mission right now. Is to somehow bring him back.
You hear stirring in the hallway. It's very slow.
Sure,
you
we can
see,
ignore that. Oh, I'm just kidding.
You see a very intricately manicured but cracked hand of fingernails around the outside, and a veilless, hatless, and haphazard Zyra pulls herself into the doorway.
Ah.
Hello, darling.
Nice of you to join us,
May I sit down?
Absolutely, please.
by all means.
She collapses into the seat next to you guys.
Oh, this is DW's chair.
Who the hell is
The
DW?
priestess is higher on the chain.
Okay.
Zyra can do. Lady Zyra can do whatever it is she likes. Zephyriel?
I didn't say she couldn't.
Sorry, I meant to scold Phoenix. It is
Why am I the default?
Gee, I wonder why.
Please, you're all very pretty. I have been stuck between two worlds for the last few hours. Are we safe?
Yeah, we all
We
lived
are.
actually.
We are headed north, I believe, from what I can tell.
Good.
We are safe as long as we don't attract Veyround's attention once more.
Perhaps if you would stop saying his name constantly.
Yeah, it's like bad luck or something. No.
Veyround, 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 Veyround,
I'm-
Veyround.
Zephyriel, if you find yourself falling overboard the ship, know
Are
that
you
it
threatening
was
me?
Yes,
Are
I
you threatening
am.
me?
I am. In this moment, yes. Because you're frustrating.
Veyround, Veyround, Veyround,
Just
Veyround.
quickly, just explain the thing, please. Your
Yes,
plan.
I'm going to explain my plan.
There's a plan. Oh, wonderful.
Yes, I have been thinking on it, so must put my brain to some use.
There's an idea. I wouldn't call it a plan.
Well, let's hear it. Maybe
Yes.
I'll be able to offer insight, as will you.
Of course.
Yes. So, Kelly gave us a few ideas of how to reach Salvatarm's tournament, which,
Wow.
in speaking to, well, our friend who woke all of us up, she told me that is probably the best lead that we have. So we have a few options. The one we are on right now is probably the best way. He said we could either take the mountain pass through the spine of Lolth itself. He had some dwarven friends. Or taking the sea, as we are. And it is probably the riskier but stealthiest way, we could reach the moraine through the river.
Not like we had much choice.
Well, no, of course we do not, but I
think-
believe... go ahead, my lady.
We are free to abandon this ship whenever we like, as long as we are a certain distance from ground zero.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
We should not attract too much attention. We sail the boat, make sure everybody is taken care of, and continue on foot. Or we can drop off who we need to and continue through the river itself. I'm here for you, regardless. I have my own motives to speak with Salvatore, and a few others who are competing in the tournament I may know. But are you sure we can do this?
I was gonna ask the same thing. Do we need like more prep work? Some more help?
I don't know.
Well, what we are working with is that going there would be a smart course of action, just to get some clues, see what he's doing. What we know of of Salvatore that I can remember. Oh, I wrote it down actually. Argentum will, of course I did. Argentum will go into their bag and they'll pull out their journal and flip through to the pages that they wrote on when we conversed with Kelly in the White's Rest. So what I have here is Salvatore is a champion of Lolth, and he is seeking to demonstrate his unwavering loyalty to her and prove his might as a champion. He's a rather chaotic deity, but he's still worshipped by a few remaining drow in the Underdark. He's fond of tournaments and ritualistic combat to the death, which I'm not keen on. But this tournament is a beacon. It is like a call to those who still hold allegiance to Lolth. And he is Veyraun's son.
We are going north, correct?
We are.
I was given some information before we reconvened. I'm not sure if you saw a skinny drow man.
I most certainly did. And he was parading around a young woman, topless, in front of a bunch of children.
That's concerning.
Yes.
That was...
What's the big deal?
Well, I'll get to that. That was Slick. Slick is a...
Oh, he's on this ship.
He is...
Hold on, you all know Slick too?
I'm assuming by that remark, Phoenix, you know of Slick, because he mentioned going to somebody's house once we get up to the north.
Yeah, he's the freeloading bastard who drops by every once in a while to crash on the couch.
He said that he was the cousin of an individual known as Ipswich, and he was going to his house in the north.
Yeah, it's along the way if you're going down the river.
Yeah.
Actually, I was gonna suggest that as well, because I think the old man knows a thing or two about these, the artifacts or something. I'm sure it could be helpful.
Slick.
Maybe he even owns one.
Slick is a major drug lord, so he has information on the law. If he's going towards Ipswich, I'd always follow him and then get some information from Ipswich themselves.
From what I know of Ipswich is that he is knowledgeable, powerful.
That's true.
Argentum will sort of pause and look at Phoenix, like just kind of giving them a look, and then they'll create a mind link with Phoenix. They've never done this before with Phoenix. I don't know if Phoenix even knows they can do this.
I don't know that you can do that. I have no clue.
Awesome. I'm pulling up some notes. Give me half a sec here.
So you're just gonna be talking out loud to Phoenix and then just go silent for like 5 minutes?
No, it's just something very quick. Please do not be alarmed. Hello. From what I understand, you are rather connected to Ipswich, yes?
I'm gonna think like in my brain. I don't know how I'm like. Why are you
Think
here?
no,
Actively
real
talk out
hard.
loud. Yeah.
I'm gonna think. You know, he sent me here.
Mm-hmm. He is a warlock parading as a wizard. Thinks him something of a folk hero.
Well, he is a teacher. I don't know if he's a folk hero.
Is he trying to become a god by any chance?
Well, if he's trying to become a god, I don't know if he's doing a good job.
Knowledgeable, powerful, you were saying? Hello?
Sorry, I trailed off.
Probably
Got
just
a little
writing a
bit
book.
in my head.
Yeah.
Got some ideas. But Ipswich is rather powerful, knowledgeable, and it is possible that he may know about, well, the items that our godly adversary is after.
I
He
do want
is
to make a
also
note.
ancient, so
Sorry.
he does have a history. Maybe we can prod him if he does have the time. Or, you know, Faerun was after the vestiges of Lolth.
Mm-hmm.
If he does not secure them, all of them, his plan is null. That's another avenue.
There may be some ways to unbalance the god. I am still mulling some things over, but I think he has more weaknesses than just what we have seen. He is petty, but even the pettiest of people have things to protect.
At the very least, I cut him twice.
Mm.
That you did, big man. That you
One of
did.
the most impressive things I've ever heard in my young life.
Before we
need to
move on, I
cut
do
him
want to
more.
note. I do want to note that while our gentleman was mind linked, and Phoenix did cough, but his like face didn't move like at all.
Oh, brain cough. Okay.
Like he coughed out loud, but then his face was just like still. So his mouth just like moved slightly.
Some sort of like disguised self eldritch thing going on? Is that what it seems like to
Or are you
others? I
just
can see
covering
because
it
I
up?
can't.
No,
Where's
no,
that
his
gif
face
of the guy
just
whose,
didn't
like,
move.
lips are moving
Oh, okay.
constantly?
His face just didn't move.
He's masking right now.
True. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if anybody knows anything, it's the old man.
Maybe we can get him on our side. You have connections to Phoenix.
Oh yeah, I'm basically, I don't know, just a star pupil. I don't know, something crazy like that.
Relatable.
Oh, you too.
The single
In
Yeah, great. Great. Yeah.
yeah, honestly. In your mind, Phoenix, you hear,
Yes, just a star pupil.
If we are making a pit stop at Ipswich, would we travel on land or take the river?
It's pretty close, I'll be honest.
What would
To,
be the
uh,
quicker way?
The river's mouth. It is pretty close, right? I'm not like misremembering.
It would take roughly 3.5 days to get to Ipswich's from Ivbronca. We've already gotten underway, so maybe just 3 days.
My lady, if you do not mind my asking, I'm not from this side of the wall. Would there be a safe place for all of the people on board, especially the families? The
Well,
Swindlers, I know they can find their way. I'm not concerned about that.
the Darrow-Delph Ice Farm. Generally good people, run by a family and enforced by a mercenary band from Kof. Riders for hire that defend the grounds.
And just hope that they kept their word or not.
I mean, I spoke to Varric Tinwhistle and his companion, although I'm not quite sure of the connection those two had. I got different vibes, but I'm not sure. Anyway, musings. I did speak to Varric, and when we met them initially, long story, my lady. But they did say after meeting that I would be welcome in Koth, so it is possible I could speak to some people there.
Sure.
Mention his name. I do not know what came of him. You mentioned he was speaking to Tyrael.
He was. They sent a contingency of riders in order to help with the Dryder eruption, but I have no idea how that went. I have no idea, other than seeing the Celestial do what they did from hundreds and hundreds of feet away. I don't know what the issue is with the gates. I don't know if the nobles got out or where they went. God's willing they got to the front gate.
Get any other boats with survivors make it out of the port?
There were several. There's several clicks in front of us. They're heading far north, to the Barrowmore estate, which they're unsure whether they will let them in, but I'd rather stay away from vampires.
Yes.
Troublesome folk.
To say the least. But any port in a storm, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen 1 or 2 vampires come through with Branca. Nasty lot, those.
I only know what I have written about and read.
The information about what
Very
happened
nice.
at Ibranca, how do you expect it's going to spread? Priestess.
I mean, I'm sure people have seen it already. And
Would
whatever
assume.
survivors will probably let people know too.
Mhm.
Also, we can't hear you, DM God.
Hello, God. He's gone to limbo.
Don't ignore me, priestess.
Priestess like doze off again.
Ray's like, please pay attention to me.
Please,
He's like a puppy. He needs attention.
Please.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, hello.
Hi.
God,
There
oh
we
my
go.
God,
Alright,
God
Your
is
she's
back.
microphone really fucking hates you tonight.
I know. I don't know. I think it's just the USB. I have to get a new USB cord. Also, whenever I mute myself, it likes to just go tits up. But anyway,
It's really loud, yeah.
Zyra looks to you and says, "Well, no one knows Veyran. Barely anyone knows Veyran exists. Many people still believe that he's entombed in the demon web pits by his mother, and his mother has been gone for 1,000 years. Silent."
This is partly why I'm asking. Do you think, in your expertise, even if we were somehow able to spread the word that this attack was at the hand of the son of Loth and not Loth herself, that it is his cross to bear, would that give Veyran more power with more people knowing who he is?
It is a conundrum, to be sure. But I think we should do it. I don't know the outcome. I'm not entirely sure. I worry you've... And she's going to say something... She's preparing to say something that she feels like she should have said a while ago, but... I worry you feel I am more powerful than I am capable of being.
I mean, you can boast. You can, play up your accomplishments. You can have a little bit of self-esteem. I wouldn't mind.
I think with the old tenants of Loth, there are more worshippers of the old ways in Ibranca than the new. There have been. It was my job to It's my job to spread the word of the Reformed Church, and I haven't. I haven't succeeded as much as I would like. And because of that, people are going to attach themselves, regardless of how villainous and vile the act was, to the idea that Lolth is back. Forever. They have wanted Lolth to say something to them. They have begged every worship session, every service, every rite is a call, a beacon, begging for a word from their silent goddess. And this is their answer. A clap of purple thunder in the shadows. I worry that this has just made Lolth stronger.
And by association, the old teachings.
Yes. So, we have to spread the word that Feyround did this. We have to let people know. A more strong Veyround or a full-strength Lolth. I'd rather kick the son's teeth in than bend off the legs of the mother any day.
And boy, do I want to kick his fucking teeth in.
And I
Join me
will be
both.
the last to stop you.
You said it.
A Lolth at full power, assuming that all the artifacts are gathered in one place, yes?
Yes. But regardless, you saw what she did on top of the tower with just a fraction of what she is capable of even breathing. Hundreds of people gone at once, with a snap of her fingers, a click of her tongue, a clap of her mandibles. Her son needs that power. We're going to get in the way of that, I think.
That is why he is so opposed to our group in particular. We have been, since the moment he appeared, we have been a thorn in his side, quite literally, in Wool's case.
To the point where he got to the point where he has his own child helping us. Not helping us, helping himself.
That's a weird way to
He's-
phrase it.
Well,
He has information on us. He has taken my family from me. Just.
How does he know about you?
Oh, Zara, darling, he has the book of names and lives because, well, we dared to buck against what he was doing. He knows, well, he knows everything there is to know about me. And that is something that I am not quite comfortable with. And he knew much about Zephyriel. And for my calling his bluff, he took two people who are vitally important to me.
Took them.
Yes. They are. And Argentum will look at the wall, trying to essentially say something without saying anything or saying too much. They are trapped in the plane of limbo. And it is by the grace of, well, the better of the gods that they are so smart. But they are trapped there. And it is my fault. But I must. We need to stop Feyround and what he is doing. He has, because of this book of his, and now he has A book that gives him direct contact to Lolth.
Wait, what?
How do you know that? Because of what he said?
Yes. And it is... I blame myself for that. I tried to find you a book that would allow you to read it without your sight.
There is no guarantee that that book truly is a connection to Loth. Loth is dead.
I was gonna say maybe he's just lying to you, like the other book too. What if he's lying about the what was this? What was that with the book?
Hey, Ray. When you say Lolth is dead, you feel as though a snake begins to coil around your waist, and it gets tighter and tighter, and you're realizing that your whip is beginning to strangle you at the waist. And then it laxes.
We need to be much more cautious.
All right.
There is nervousness in the room, me just repeating Veyron's name. I do not think it is wise for us to at all spread that he is the one that has done this attack. If there's any other way we can misdirect, put the blame on somebody else.
Are we
Who
really
else?
sure that Lolth is dead? Like, explain what happened on the tower back in Ibranca.
I agree, actually.
Like, if Lolth was actually gone, then you don't
Then how
think
could
that
she
would have
be
been
there?
possible, right?
A god can never truly die.
Yes.
Then
Right,
maybe
he's
the
right.
form is died then.
Veyron summoned her essence. I do not believe she is truly gone. She is scattered, rather.
Far
That was-
Tower is a conduit for Lolth herself. It was a watchtower, an ancient one that survived thousands of years, the last vestige of her. She was divined there by the soul of Baron Edo. Very powerful magic that, luckily, is unlikely to happen for a while, unless Veyron gets the remaining trappings.
He won't.
I mean, if he does, we lose, so he can't.
Zyra puts her head in her hands and sighs deeply, then says, "What do you want to do with Kelly?"
Look
I
at
think
Sunday.
that's my responsibility. When we land, I think I'll give him a proper burial. For now, at least.
Before... Our gentleman will kind of look at Zyra out of the corner of their eye,
She catches yours.
like they're making a decision about whether to speak something out loud.
Go ahead.
I spoke mentally to Kelly before the fireball hit. I asked him what he wanted us to do. He asked two things of me.
Which
To-
was...
He asked me to leave him there, but also to bring he and his wife back. That is what he asked of me. Power like that is far out of my purview. I do not know anyone with the ability to resurrect someone, but
Nor do I. I can just make sure he does not with her.
yes.
Do I know someone that has the power to resurrect someone?
Unlikely, but roll a history check just to see.
I'm not even top dog at the church.
Let's
Top
find out.
dog.
That's crazy.
I'll
Maybe
roll
dog.
history.
Woof woof.
What is that? 11?
11. you don't know anybody, but you do know with your knowledge of necromancy, minimal as it is, that there is a statute of limitations when it comes to coming back to life. There is you can revive somebody, you can bring somebody back from the brink of death, but after a certain amount of time, it takes a very, very strong amount of magic to even like talk to them for a few seconds. Like it is so far out of like there must be a triage in order for you to bring them back to life after a little bit of time. And with the amount of damage that Kelly sustained, it is more than just bringing him back to life. This is bringing life back to him. You know what I mean?
Like true resurrection.
Yeah. Without saying so many words, yeah.
I reckon the best thing to do for Kelly is to let him rest with his wife.
Sure.
Everyone that falls, maybe for a brief moment they wish they could have a second chance. But that is far beyond most mortals' capability. I'm sorry.
In my mind, he told me that he wanted to be with his wife when he asked to be left. So I am in agreement with Zephyrio.
I have a suggestion. If we are to gather the trappings of Lolth, we will have to go to other planes. Several other planes. One of which, if we have an ally strong enough with us, we may be able to bring Kelly's soul back through the vault, through the tear. I don't know if we can bring his wife back, though. These are discussions for another time. I
reckon they are a package deal now. Which
we
plane
never
do you
know.
refer to?
I was about to say it's better to bring him back with his wife. Because if we were to bring him back and not his wife, he would never let that go.
I've known Kelly long enough to know that if we don't bring them both back, he will want to die anyways.
The amount that he talked about his wife around me, he truly loved her. And if we can't bring them both back, exactly what Zyra said, he will find some way to go right back to where she is.
Every 10 days I will perform rites to make sure that Kelly's corporeal form stays virile. But I hesitate to say that the global incursion of a demigod is more important.
On that topic, in terms of going to Selvatam, what if we try to get him on our side?
That, I don't know. I have never met Selvatam, but I have seen depictions, drawings, musings, and stories, religious and otherwise. He is one of the most vicious, brutal, and dictatorial fighters I've ever read of. These stories borderline the impossible. An army of the dead. Poison from his own veins. It's a great ally to have, but how we would get it, I don't know. Son of Veyran. Can you imagine that much distilled? Disgusting.
I can. And I have an idea. Yes, Selvaton is the child of Veyran.
Hmm.
He worships Lolthlorian. As if, you know, which it shouldn't be that hard
Worship your
to
grandmother?
convince him if, you know, if he finds out that his father's trying to overthrow his god.
I also have another card up my sleeve when it comes to him.
Do you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear that? There's a.
Do I hear that?
Zyra gets up from her chair and runs back into Kelly's room. He does.
What?
I'm sorry, what?
He does. Oh God.
Oh, look!
I'm gonna.
oh,
with the
Thunder's gonna throw that chair back. And
Yeah.
just fucking
Yeah,
take
no,
it.
I'm
you can't
right
see.
behind Thunder.
I'm gonna also follow suit.
You guys all fall out of the conference room into the hallway, and you can see it in the hallway a little bit. You see the bedposts rocking back and forth as Zyra is kneeling next to the bed, holding on to Kelly's arms as he is thrashing in this bed with his, you know, he has full armor on, a hole through his chest that has been cauterized around the sides in this hardened chitinous, blackened substance that's just lining the inside of his ring. He's foaming at the mouth. His eyes are shedding beams of purple light as he is thrashing in the bed, and he sits up as much as he can with Zyra pushing him down and looks Sunder in the eyes and says, I saw her. I saw her, Sunder. We could get her back. I saw her. I saw her. And he's breathing heavy, thrashing in the bed. There is
Who
no
did you
calming him.
see?
She's here. She's with me. I'm holding her. I'm holding her.
His wife.
What the shit?
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. And I'll come back. And we'll bring us both back. I can't.
Holy shit.
You just hear. So he starts to. His words become this mess of just sound in his mouth as he just starts to scream. Ah! Ah! Wheezing.
Normal?
Kelly.
His chest begins to
We'll-
slow.
We'll bring you back somehow.
He sits back up and grabs you by the chest and pulls you close. Thank you. Thank you for letting me go.
Huh?
Letting him go.
And he is silent.
Did that just happen?
I think it did.
Reminds me where Ken Magane said his wife was. Which plane?
Who the hell's
He.
Ken?
Oh my goodness, he was the Threadfather. He was the weaselly
Ken
little
was-
drow.
Oh, he was that.
Right,
That was
we-
his name.
Yeah. I
He
was
said,
him.
yes, you are correct. Ken Magane told us that his wife, her soul did not truly pass on because she was staying because of Kelly.
They're on another plane.
They're on another plane. There is a chance.
You
Sunder,
think they
there is a
might be-
chance.
Do you think they might be in limbo with your?
With my family.
Eh,
That's convenient. All
Not
birds,
every
one
soul
shot.
crosses limbo to get to the other
Not-
side.
Not every soul, but Wall,
Wall.
if the wall.
Yes.
We have a connection with Limbo, you and I.
Freaky.
Are you speaking of Elistray.
I am speaking of Elistray and of Rory.
Rory
He's-
Silverblade.
He is doing work for her in limbo. If we can somehow, I do not know, this is far beyond my purview of magic, but I have a million ideas running through my mind right now.
I see where you're going. Keep going.
Yes.
You want Roy to go shopping for you?
In a sense, but if we can somehow get in touch with Rory, then perhaps he could possibly find
You can
my
tell us how to get
find
to
my
Limbo.
family, possibly how to get to Limbo. Elistray warned me. And Lady Zyra, I apologize, this is a lot to throw at you, and this requires a lot of
Don't worry.
explanation, but
I will get more of it in the morning.
yes, Elistray said that if we were to go to Limbo, we would have to deal with the Slard and the Githzerai. However, Elistray said to you all that Rory was trying to, I don't know, he was in talks with the Githzerai, so he is a connection point. We could possibly speak to him, see if he knows anything about the people I am looking for, and also could give us a path to Limbo, which could also then lead us to Kelly and his wife. There are all my ideas, save for a few details, but that is what is in my mind.
If
Wow, happy you had such a productive conversation when I was dragging your bodies through the flames.
And I appreciate you dragging our bodies through the flames, Ephrael. I would do much the same for you, darling.
I got dragged
She's
by
like
my
a-
collar.
She's like a god, though, right? Like,
Elistray? Yes.
you gonna ask the god to do you a favor?
No, her sword.
I mean,
What if
but
Blades?
he'd be loyal to
Yes.
her, no? So he'd just talk to her, and then
As
have to go through
is
her
our
anyway.
wall.
It is
In a
true.
sense.
I am the next of her blades.
You're the
Huh.
chosen of Elistray.
But as we were talking, I realized something.
Yeah.
Where is Krillin?
Fuck.
He'd definitely still be in the market district.
There is a chance he got out.
and
He
wherever
was-
he is, he and Ryla aren't too far from each other.
Didn't we
Yeah.
run into him on the way to the harbor?
Did we?
Krillin?
I'm pretty sure we did, like
Did you?
beforehand.
Not,
Not that I remember.
No,
we did
so-
not. No,
Okay.
it was.
It was.
Before
We
we
saw him
left.
earlier, but we didn't see him like before all the events.
Though, if he is
Gotcha.
truly who Elistray said that he was, then I believe he is much more powerful than he lets on.
Then he
could-
knows.
He could be a way to bridge that gap toward Rory. That he could be our way to establish that connection.
Yes.
If he did get out, he knows he must stop in Darodel for supplies before heading north.
That's good.
We'll
So we
get
know
there
we're
before
here.
he does. He's traveling on foot.
Then we can meet him there.
Yes. Yes.
So, full circle, we have answered the question. We'll be getting off on the next stop and walking the rest of the way on foot. So,
That
no
seems to be the
river?
plan.
Depends on what we would like to do with the ship. We could sell it off, give it to the children and the refugees.
We own the ship?
Well, I don't think the owner's around much anymore.
How much does a ship like this go for, priestess?
Probably quite a bit.
I would imagine a lot of money.
We should sell it.
You,
Of course. you
Ephrael,
will.
darling, are you sure you are not a dragon in disguise?
Considering it was my productive. I'm the one that got us D.W. Elliot.
The hardest part is going to be finding somebody who has just left one of the richest cities on the Eastern Sea, who has enough money to buy a ship like this in Darrow-Delve.
I'm sure it's possible.
Yes, if their bank accounts aren't webbed.
Fair enough. I mean, we can cross the bridge when we get there. I think the best course of action is stop at Ipswich's place and then go from there.
Yes, if we have connections, I say we. If you have connection to Ipswich, that does give us a lead, and it could possibly mean gaining passage to the White Moraine.
We'll definitely be able to crash there for a night or two, and he might actually know some things about the artifacts or whatever, the things.
At some point, I would also like to look around for some answers regarding the amulet as to why it was glowing.
Certainly. Is there a church or anything to Ilmater in that area? Do you know?
In the north? There you probably could find something, but if you but anything that would be there is very old, like ruinous old.
Got you.
Okay.
Plan seems solid to me.
Yes. We have a
I
plan.
agree. I'm feeling slightly hopeful. And Zyra is interrupted by what you guys hear. Dong 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 dong. This ship bell being rung. You hear dozens of footsteps shifting on the bow of the boat itself. Just in the other levels of the boat, there is movement, and people seem to be getting onto the level of the deck that you guys are. You hear shouting, and you hear massive objects being rolled on the deck up above you guys. What is that?
We should go check immediately.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Okay.
They round.
I hate
Zyra tucks Kelly in and kind of pats him on the head before following you guys outside. You guys get to the main part of the deck, and you see people rushing past you to get inside of the ship. Children, Tybalt, Xanaphia, everybody's moving into the interior of the ship. And DW looks at you and says, Corsairs! Behind us!
Come again?
You
Pirates.
guys look
Oh.
around behind you, and you see 4 separate long ships.
4? Oh, fuck.
One of them has several pirates looking haggard and, just mercenaries for hire, ready to board the ship. There are several others that have shambling forms on their decks, shadows that you can't quite make many features out. Some of them were wearing hoods, some of them have gray skin, some of them are missing limbs. And then the largest ship behind you guys has a familiar figure on the bow, standing tall with his double-bearded axe in hand, while you see leading a pack of corsairs and undead mercenaries is the banner.
I frowned in real life.
And that's where we're going to end tonight.
As did I.
Oh man, glad we had that talk. Jesus Christ.
Great talk, guys.
Good talk, guys.
Dude, how do you run away on a boat?
You
I got
jump.
3 spell slots.
Sail away.
How do you run away on a boat? This is not
I
not
have 3
happening.
spell slots. You
Wait.
guys need to take a rest or something.
Dude.
I will
Did
give
we-
you. We can give you. Yeah, I'll give you that. That'll be a short rest if you guys get stuff back from that.
Oh fuck yeah!
Let's go. I love being warlock. Sip my
Fucking,
coffee.
I know I'm like a
Sip
Sips
your
impact
coffee.
caster.
Yeah, that's good.
No, I didn't get anything back from that.
Really?
Doesn't
Oh,
use
man.
magic.
Not really.
It's
Channel
okay. It's
divinity.
okay. You guys will get a long rest soon enough. I promise.
Oh man,
Huh.
this is
The
gonna be one
long
crazy
rest.
session.
This next fight's gonna be bonkers.
Yeah, I
I
bet.
cannot
I
wait.
bet
I
so.
anticipate
Wait,
it's
they're
gonna be a very
undead. I'm a
long fight.
paladin.
Yeah, you're damn
There
right.
you go. It clicked.
Oh man. Wait, they're undead. I'm a paladin. Let's go.
That was adorable.
Get another smite crit, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Fingies
Oh,
crossed.
shit.
Okay.
Good
Well, that was a good session.
Good
Yeah.
We're
stuff.
gonna HP on a short rest, right?
Lots of moving around. We got lots of information as well. There will be more shit to do. I know it was a lot of talking this week, but kind of conducive to the whole like Fast and Furious con mode that we were in. But next week is going to be a little bit more put together because I will have everything needed, and it's going to be a fight, which is honestly really fun to do, especially on this boat. I bought these battle maps from Che and Peku. They're really cool.
They're really sick. There's a lot of
They're-
maps.
Cool.
Yeah, they're very detailed, and there's a lot of map, which I really enjoy. I like big maps where there's a lot of creative things that you can do. Like we could have whole fights in these like bedroom areas. Like,
Yeah.
it's really cool. And there's a lot of other parts of the ship that you guys have yet to explore, but I didn't want to blow that load. First night you got the ship, and I mean, you guys could sell it for all we know, but
That's true.
The age-old question when we try to sell it. Where did you get this?
yeah. Where did you get this?
Where
The
did
less
you get
you know,
this?
the better.
I found it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I hate to be so quick and bolt, but I do have to be up at like 7:45 a.m.
Yeah.
These
I
guys
gotta
are
be
on
early
a
too.
con to go to, guys.
We gotta go to bed. But before we do that, does anybody have anything cool or fun that's gonna happen over the next 7 days that you would like to plug?
I am literally at Spirit of Japan in Miami Beach right now. So if you're in the area, just come say hi tomorrow.
Go say hi to the wall.
Yippee.
Go say hi to Ben too.
Ben
yeah.
B.
Ben B Gaming.
It's at the Miami Beach Convention Center, so come on down.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
cool.
you go ahead, Jonah, if you need to.
No, you go first. Go first.
Oh, sure.
We're gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, we're literally just like, I'm at a con. I'm at Colossal Con, Texas, in Round Rock, Texas. Come say hello. It's a good time. I'm vibing. I have so many prints.
Yeah,
that's
buy
my
the prints,
great
otherwise bad things will happen. Everywhere.
Yeah, I think I have 3 Argentum prints left because I'm a fool and didn't bring my restock of my Argentum prints.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat in that I have the D&D Scylla X Alpha print, the landscape Scylla Alpha print that we had commissioned a while ago.
Yo.
It's got our
Let's go.
Midnight Howl themed dice on it and everything, and it looks really sick. Please come swing by and get one of those if you are so inclined. But I am in Taylor, Michigan. You know, good old fashioned famous Taylor, Michigan.
Hell yeah,
doing
dude.
a store signing at First Form Collectibles. I'm here with my friends David Sobolov and Michelle Rojas. We are all One Piece villains, and we're doing One Piece villain shit. So come on down, get a Funko Pop, have some fun. They do this cool thing where they're scheduling it by the hour. So come down, you have to sign up for an hour, and then you can peruse the mall, and then come back during that hour and do the signing, and then buy some stuff, and then you're good to go. So it's a little bit easier to chug through people. But come on down, it's gonna be great. Taylor, Michigan,
down.
First Form Collectibles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
Anybody else?
Nice.
Nothing for me this week, but we're cooking something, so maybe in the next few weeks I'll have something to announce.
Okay.
Nah.
Nah.
I had a good session today. That was awesome.
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
glad.
Fun.
This is
And
super
then we
fun.
fight next session. Let's
I
go!
want to give everyone in this party just the biggest hug ever. Just
Right? Why do we all have the same backstory?
It's like we're all
I think it's amazing that we all have, commonality in backstory.
Mhm.
Crazy, right?
We're all fucked up.
It took a lot of thread
We're all
pulling, but you
sad.
guys finally care about each other.
Oh, hold on, DM. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I don't know if care is the right word.
Okay, we'll get there eventually. My dreams will come true, I
Fine.
promise.
Argentum cares.
Yeah. Okay,
Right.
Argentum
Wow.
cares. We'll make you guys care. You
Want
made
to
me
be
care
careful.
more. I care now.
We do declare now.
We do. I do declare.
I do declare.
I do
I
declare.
do declare. Okay.
Y'all are nerds, all of you.
All right, y'all. Let's take this opportunity to say goodnight to the wonderful people in chat that spent their time with us
Hi,
this Friday
chat.
night.
Good
night, everybody.
night.
Be
Night,
chat.
We're gonna go
Much
raid a
love.
friend. Let me find a friend.
We
Phone
like
a
Do
friend.
we have a
We
friend?
got to find a friend.
I'm sure you have at least one.
I got
friend.
one. I got.